Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to cover a full DPS build for the Soulbeast in War vs World. This build relies its entire damage basically on the Barrage skill, which is the 5th skill on the longbow. This skill was buffed in the latest patch because it was added a second charge to this skill, so you can really spam it also together with the trait which is Quick Draw, and I will show you in a second how it works. This is the trait list. We run Marksmanship, Skirmishing and Soulbeast. On Marksmanship we run Hunter's Gaze because we need our own might, because most of the time we will be very far from our ally Zerg and so we will lose every boon they generate, so most of the time we will need our own might, and with this build we can easily keep up 25 might stacks for ourselves. So this trait helps us a lot because you will generate up to 3 stacks per might every second. Then we have Farsighted, 5% damage increase from ranger weapon skills, and also if the enemies are beyond 600 range we will deal 10% more damage instead of 5, so additional free damage. Then Lead the Wind, it will reduce the cooldown on our longbow skills, more specifically we will need Barrage to be reduced. And then also we will get some quickness and swiftness whenever we hit enemies which are beyond 1200 range. On Skirmishing we run Sharpened Edge, the other two are kinda bad, we don't run traps so we don't need this. Then here we can get some vigor, maybe you can run this instead of Sharpened Edge, but I think that some critical hits inflicting bleeding is a bit better to cover the conditions from enemies. Meaning that you will apply some bleeding to enemies. Let's say the enemies have immobilize, you will apply bleeding, they will lose a Conti removal, they will remove the bleeding, and the immobilize will stay on them and they will die for it. So they are both, all of them are kinda bad, but still I would go for Sharpened Edges. Then here we get some Fury. Whenever we swap weapons in combat we will swap a lot, once every 9 seconds, it's the maximum we can do. Then here some additional might and some additional power, so it's very nice. Here we get some damage increase and also 10% critical chance increase. I will not count this critical chance increase in my build because it's not reliable enough, so I will cover the gears later. Then Quick Draw. When swapping weapons, the next ranger weapon skill you will use will recharge faster. So let's see how it works. You need to be in combat for this trait to work, as it says combat only, and it has 9 seconds cooldown. So you attack it, you see I'm in combat, I swap weapon and I get this boon here, and I immediately press my skills and you see the cooldown is reduced by a lot. I will cover it later in a better way. On the Soulbeast trait line we get Live Fast. Using a beast ability grants you offensive boons. The beast ability is your F3 whenever you are merged, so you press it and we get some quickness and fury, which we will need for our Barrage to cast faster and deal more damage thanks to the increased critical chance. Then here we have 7% flat damage increase whenever we have fury. We will probably have permanent fury with this build. Then here, gaining quickness increases the duration of other boons affecting you by 2 seconds. So we use this, we get quickness and we increase our other boons by 2 seconds. So if we have 25 stacks of might, it's very nice to have them for 2 additional seconds. Then here, Leader of the Pack. Stance skills increase duration on you and grant their effects to nearby allies for a reduced duration. So this is a very egoistic build, so we use this trait because of the personal duration increase. Most importantly, we have Vulture Stance and 1 Wolf Pack, which we will need to be boosted, but also the Doliac Stance is very good. So with this trait, the 1 Wolf Pack stance will last 9 seconds on us instead of 6 seconds. So it's kinda huge to have 3 seconds of additional damage strike from the 1 Wolf Pack. But don't worry, I will cover it in a bit. I will explain everything on point and in detail. For the gears, just aim to reach 80 critical chance, and right now I have 78.5, but I always count also the minor bloodlust in Borderlands, so it will grant you like 30 precision, which helps you reach 80% critical chance. So it's a mix of Marauder. I have some precise War vs Sword infusion. Maybe you don't need them, you can just go some assassin species, it's just as you want. Just aim to reach 80 critical chance, 80%. The rune is superior rune of the of strength, because I like to have might duration, because we will be basically permanently 25 stacks of might alone. Then we have 2 longbows. This is used for the quick draw trait to proc. So you have longbow, you are in combat, you swap to the other longbow, you press your skill 5, and this will benefit from the quick draw trait. And so we will have strength and accuracy as sigils on both of them. Maybe you can drop accuracy on one of them and go like Bloodlust or something like stacking sigil. Maybe you can drop the accuracy sigil and go for the perception sigil. I would not recommend it, just go for this, it will work. Then all the trinkets are Marauder, Assassin, and so on. The relic is the Relic of the Weaver, which gives us 10% damage increase whenever we use a stance. In this build we run 3 stans, Doleac stance, Vulture stance, and 1 Wolf pack, so ideally you will have 12 seconds consecutive of 10% damage increase. If you want, you can also drop We Heal as 1 as a healing skill and go for Bear stance, which is an additional stance and also will heal you and remove some condition from yourself for 6 seconds thanks to the traits. So it's kinda nice to have, but I will explain in a bit why I run We Heal as 1. For the pet, I am not sure if this one is the best one, but I remember seeing it in an older video of a Soulbeast full DPS build before the pets were changed. I think it's fine. Most of the time, actually all the time, you will be merged with him, so you can inherit his passive stats. So it's nice to have. Also you have this F2 here, which is a very fast leap, which helps you reposition yourself. It also does decent damage at the end, but I would not recommend going melee with this build. So just keep this pet, which is the juvenile rock gazelle, and be merged with her all the time. As I was mentioning earlier, we run We Heal as 1 as a healing skill, because basically it will copy every boon from ourselves to our pet, and from the pet to ourselves. So if you are merged, it will mean that you will double everything you have on your boon bar. So let's see from the might, for example. You see I have 7 stacks of might, I use We Heal as 1, and 7 stacks become 14, because basically we give our stacks to the pet, but the pet is merged with us, so we double the stacks. Very easy. The other utility skills will be Doleac stance. You press it, you enter a stance, which will remove Immobilize, Cripple and Chill, and also the next applications of these conditions will be negated by this stance for 9 seconds, and also it's a break stun, and also grants 6 stacks of stability for 6 seconds and a half. So it's very huge to have, and also it is a stance, so you will also benefit from the Relic of the Weaver. Here we get Signet of the Wild. You should be never using this, because it will grant you additional ferocity, so you will need it to be passive for the additional damage from the ferocity. If you see the fight goes melee, you can press it to apply the Immobilize on the enemies around you. I would not recommend it, because you shouldn't be going melee all the time, like never, ever, never. The other utility skill is Vulture stance. While in this stance, striking a foe inflicts poison and grants you might. So basically you will apply some poison to enemies and grant yourself might for every hit you will give to enemies. You see how much might you can generate. Imagine with barrier on 5 targets all the time on the enemy Zerg. 25 might permanently basically. Also this stance will apply poison on enemies, and this is not very bad together with this trait, because whenever you apply poison to a foe, steal some health from them. So you might consider going for Predator Scanning, because it will helps you immensely with your damage, and also it's unblockable, and also helps you with your sustain, because you will siphon heal yourself. Our elite skill will be 1 Wolf Pack, which basically is a stance which will deal a second strike after every hit we give to enemies. So as you can see, this is one single hit. You press this, you have an additional hit, and this applies to every arrow from your skill 2 and from Barrage. You see how much damage increase you will get from this, so this is very strong to have, and you must use it properly. It's one of your main damage skill, except from the Barrage, of course. This is the second, Barrage is the first. So what you should be doing in the Zerg fight is enter combat, of course, so you can benefit from the quick draw trait. Then you should be swapping weapon immediately and go Barrage. During Barrage you go Vulture Stance for the additional might, and then as you can, one Wolf Pack. Then after one Wolf Pack you cast your second Barrage. At this point your swap weapon is ready. Once the Barrage is ready again, you swap and press Barrage again. And at this point you have it ready again, but it will take a bit to generate the second stack. I would wait for the weapon swap to come up, so you will get the quick draw trait again. You swap, Barrage again from the quick draw, then you go for another stack, because during the cast of this Barrage the weapon swap will be almost up. Then you swap whenever your Barrage is ready, you swap, Barrage again. Don't worry, I will do this without my voice explaining and without interrupting myself, so you can see how it works properly. This is how it works. You can also go for the F3 before starting all of this, because you will get Fury and Quickness. Let's go for it. Wait for the Barrage, swap, Barrage with quick draw. Now wait for the weapon swap, otherwise you will have to wait a lot because you will not benefit from the quick draw trait. Swap, Barrage again. Now you can use it. During this cast of Barrage the weapon swap will recharge. Wait a bit, swap, Barrage again, Vulture Stance. In all of this, of course, you can fill in with We Heal as 1, because it will double your might stacks, and also Doliac Stance if you need heals or whatever else. This last Barrage I did was a bad mistake. I had to wait for the weapon swap, so I would benefit from the quick draw trait. I don't have a real commentary on this build because there is not really much to comment, and also it's kinda hard to get placed in squad as a Soulbeast in an organized proper squad. This build can kinda work, it deals a decent amount of damage, but still it's not enough to burst down the enemies, especially with this tanky meta where everyone stays alive for like 12 minutes during a fight. So it's probably not what you need for winning a fight. It's kinda fun to have and to cloud on. It deals a decent amount of damage and basically applies perma cripple on 5 enemies at once. So it is what it is. It's probably not the best build, but I wanted to cover it because it's kinda fun to play it if you are not serious. Like, let's say you are back from work, after a very long day at work, you are kinda tired, you don't want to play an hard class, which works better, you can just go brain dead and play this. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you on to the next video. Please like and subscribe to show me your appreciation for my work. Bye bye.